Wonderful good day, good evening, or whatever time it might be. For me, it is just beginning of the afternoon, and we're gonna be playing some Rimworld Odyssey today. So, let me fix my last few technical dits and dats, and then we're gonna get into the game. Just want to make sure that I can read all of you on the YouTube and the Twitch side of the stream, and then we can finally get started. There. It's always a little bit finicky to get it into the right corner, but now we are there. Okay, so my goal for today is very simple. I want to raid one of these places where we can get ourselves a GRAVCORE to grow my ship with. So we got 3 locations in our vicinity, and I figured since I have a running spaceship, I don't need to wait until the mechanoids were there or are incoming. We can just go there. So, auto hack. Alright. Let's see what we can get from here though before we make our way someplace else. Alright. I like how that little spaceship came together. It doesn't look like a spaceship though, with billiard tables and poker tables outside. It's still flying, isn't it? So... Oh, I would have been able to hack the security systems with that one. Okay, I'll keep that in mind for the next one. These ruin complexes are really fun, gotta say. There's so much more to discover abroad. Really enjoy that. So, speaking about enjoying abroad, let's scan the mountainsides for really rare things, like uranium, gold, plasteel. The good stuff, you see. Silver is also good enough to pick it up. I really love these new items also that are scattered on the map. Rimworld has never felt that vibrant in all honesty. Look there, some jade. Do we want to pick that up? Not that convinced. Don't have that much usage for jade. Just a little bit of compacted machinery, but I don't need more of that either. Well, people are idling already, so let's see where we can get ourselves. Yeah, alright, so that was an experiment. We're gonna leave the billiards table behind. I don't need that either. So, what do we have here? Ancient reactor. Isn't that with radioactive issues combined? I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about that one. So we're going to park our ship right there. And ancient stockpile sounds much more like the one that I want to visit first. Underground stockpiles must be hacked to enter. That sounds exactly what my brainiac guy wants to do. So we're going to go to the temperate forest one last time before we settle down on the desert. I cut the billiards table in half, but it's still there entirely. Oh, never mind the graphics glitches. Why does my ship have an icon like a flying saucer, though? Okay. Here we go. This is going to be one of the most boring maps that we have visited so far. There's not much defining features here, but we're here mostly to let the engine cool off and gather up new resources and see what we can grab. There we go. And probably refresh my chem fuel stockpiles. So, yeah. This happened the other day already to that the cursor was glitching out after landing someplace else. Okay. Now it's gone. Nice. So, yeah. Chem fuel tanks are being refilled, and let's see what we can gather here. Definitely some heal root. Probably some timber for refreshing our fuel. Find it quite ironic that this ship is basically flying with wood, just refining it properly. So, how long does this thing need to cool down? Always a couple of days, but here it is 4.2 specifically. Alright. Good. So let's go. We've looted so many packaged survival meals. I don't really need to worry about food at all for the next couple of days. I probably should eat them. Stockpile zones, or the availability of stockpiles, is always a bit of an issue with the Graf ship. There's some components here. Steel. There's uranium. These are the things that I'm most interested in, because uranium, for example, doesn't show up too often, and it's very, very good to have some. Let's take that steel vein too, because we're going to have to be here for a couple of days, one way or another. So, might as well get some use out of it, right? And while we're at it, I feel as if we should order a bit of tree chopping and cram in a couple of extra shelves into our spaceship. Not small though. I want a real one. So there it goes. Cosmic Jubilee. Right. That's good. I mean, I still try to make an ideology happen here, but we haven't had enough time to build our mobile cathedral so far, so... Problems. Okay. Playing in the rain, alone, some poker. I never understood the interaction with this recreational facility. I always felt like it needs more than one person to operate it. Anything else feels weird. So I don't want Marco on these jobs, actually, now that I think about it. Because Zippy has way more spare time to make things happen, so... Let's also make us a bit of fresh clothing, you see, from time to time. These are okay to be replaced, and it also increases the ability level of crafting of Zippies. So, Cosmic Jubilee. Now, that's not even one of my own things. That is one of those imported beliefs. Alrighty. But yeah, we're just gonna be sitting here for a couple of days and then we're gonna be off for the GRAVCORE. So probably I should order more people to have mining on a priority, at least the people that have some ability. It's a bit of a waste of material, but at the same time, it takes forever if I just let one person make all this mining happening. And as it stands, Zippy will be more busy crafting, because I made him prefer crafting over mining. So yeah, I think this is okay. This is just way less output here, because both of them are quite bad miners, but it's okay. There's really, really much worse things around there. And I also much prefer getting some work done on the clothing department. The few peaceful days that we got here, you see. If we get some. It's in Randy's hands. Okay. So we need to convert McKay. And I also need to patch this hole here in the ground. It makes me... I hate it, okay? It really feels so wrong to have a hole in the room where somebody's living in. I just can't. Also, why does this shelf accept clothing? It shouldn't. There's always so much correction territory that you need to go through in your stockpiles and all. But now we got enough room to just kill a few more animals. And also, there's enough room for another one of these. Every little bit helps, you see. So, copy settings, paste settings, there we go. Speaking about every little bit helps, let's take down the small game around our encampment. Spare no guinea pig, bunny, or rat. At the end of the day, it's all going to result in armchairs for us. And who doesn't like armchairs? So gather up some cheap meds while we're at it. Why are you guys eating without table if you have the opportunity to do so anyways, huh? Porcupine quill. Oh, that's new. Poor you. Okay. So let's see. Do I have anybody here that is somewhat decent at doctoring? The answer is pretty much no. Dang it. Okay, but we successfully removed the porcupine quill. That's cool. Now, today I learned something about porcupines. I really do enjoy that Rimworld has so many new things going on. So, Cruleo is allowed to convert somebody again, so we're going to go and do a public conversion ritual. It will be better than just smacking the spell on her. There we go. There's really a lot of little critters around here. Nice. 1.7 days to go. And then we can finally go for our GRAVCORE site. So far, gotta say, having a spaceship or a airship, it really feels more like I'm riding a plane or a brick, but your mileage may vary. Either way, it is a lot of fun. And I can already see this weaving much better into the entire game routine than Anomaly. Because Rimworld is innately sci-fi, so it fits quite nicely. Anomaly, you know, Rimworld is not innately a horror game. As much as it is the best horror experience that I had so far in Rimworld, it still is a horror scenario. This is a sci-fi scenario. That's why I feel like it glues much better into the base game. Okay. Light leather clothing sucks, though. I'm well aware of that, but worst case scenario, we're going to sell it away, you see. And that is not bad at all. So I wanted to know, what do we need for those fuel tanks? Should be able to put one here. Can we? We cannot we can only deconstruct them, not move them. Okay, I'm gonna be waiting for the microelectronics research being completed before I place down anything there. I think it should be enough for the high-tech research bench and the chem fuel tank, but if not... Zippy, did you really leave that unroofed? Are you kidding me? Why? Don't you think that this might be a problem in a spaceship if we have a home? Whatever. That's why I keep always a close eye on the actions of my colonists. They like to die, I guess. No, really. This place is such a mess. There's stuff crammed in everywhere, but I somehow like it. Also, since this room has changed dimension-wise, I feel better doing it like that. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Oh, let's do the conversion ritual. Oh. Alright, it has 3 days cooldown, so let's do it directly, because it has 3 days cooldown anyway, so we can do the conversion ritual then when the conversion spell is back online. So, 22 days. Hours. 22 days would be pretty brutal. So, there's still a lack of heating in here. I know that I am very, very excessively living on my fuel stockpiles, but... or energy, I should rather say. But at the same time, I feel like it's okay. It's a spaceship. I'm okay with it having a heavy energy draw. sense. Abo Indie Dev, hello there. So happy to see you. First person talking with me today. In the chat, that is. My family obviously talks with me, don't you worry. Alright, so Zippy's finally done with this mining job. So he's with his tailoring job, so he's now back on mining duty. And we got the microelectronics down. Okay, so let's see. I'm pretty sure it works like that. Yeah. Okay. Let's do this. Love the fact that I got another constructor in my rows now. This is really, really good. So, do we have everything we require? Yes, we do. Nice. Still want Zibby to build that. My man Zibby is the one that's just better at constructing. And with the value of the materials here, I want to try my best. The enormous construction. What's the reward? So here goes precision rifling. Finally on our way to assault rifles, my friends. It's just good. So, Rhino joins. Rhino the Framer. Nudist. Chemical fascination and creepy breathing. And incapable of dumb labor. What a wonderful person. First up, she wants to be naked all day, take drugs, and then make weird noises while hanging out in a corner and being high. No, thank you. What is a dead life pack? Oh, it's something that revives dead people. Not necessarily what I want to have here. Let's gather up the remaining steel and get out of here. Huh, but with all these things on the horizon, I'll definitely grab the uranium. Before I go, that is. I'm considering even pilfering the components from here. Because I just realized it will take a couple of components to get our whole colony fitted out with the nice guns that we're researching now. Alright. Uranium should be quite a pain to mine. 4000 HP. Granite has 900. Oof. Ready to mine again, to fly again, but I really want to get this stuff first. It's rare, it's valuable, and you can do some really nice and wicked things with it. Okay. Oh no, Cruleo is out of order. So we're not getting attacked here. Failed to convert McKay was the final straw. Interesting. I didn't know that they are going to suffer from a moral penalty from that. Today I learned. I mean, it does make sense to some degree. Poor Cruleo. But once McKay has been converted, this bed here is no longer necessary because Zippy and McKay are a couple already. But her different beliefs prevent them from sharing a bed. Stupid. But I'm helping them against their stupid. Okay, so that's almost nibbled away. Transport pod crash. The Doge. Should we punch him to death? Nowadays, I'm not really happy about Doge anymore. And in all honesty, Jimmy, I am not going to do too much for you. Exactly nothing, to be precise. Call me heartless, but this guy is not really somebody who I want to accidentally join my ranks. Because if you rescue these factionless people, they always have a chance to just randomly join you. Not only do I not want a Doge here, I also don't want a frail Doge. If I want a Doge, I want a healthy one. Good one. Good boy Doge. I see why they ejected him out of their colony. Alright. Let's give our folks some nice shooting training on the side. And let's see. Which quest will expire? The enormous construction. Yeah, no. Alright. Zippy chucks out the most out of these veins. But, yeah. Due to the fact that we're constantly changing map tiles, it isn't that much of a big deal to not pick up everything from someplace, because you're going to move anyways. At least with this scenario it is. Poor old Cruleo, still not feeling like anything. Just psychosis. I assume he's searching for a deeper wisdom about converting people into nature now. An introspective spiritual journey or something like that. That must be it. Alrighty. So, it seems as if Cruleo's days last longer than the uranium vein. So, I have to excavate the extra components, as it seems. I mean, I don't want to waste my time here. So, we're going to pick up more stuff. Until Cruleo is finally back among us. I mean, if we go on like that, precision rifling will be also research. That's nice. Alrighty. Seems as if we have transformed successfully pretty much all of our leather into clothing. That's good. So, stockpile, stockpile. Where will I put you? The revered, dutiful pendant. What? So we can put in one more shelf here, I guess, and one more shelf there. We could also start outside shelving. But I don't like that, aesthetically speaking. So, yeah. Well, we're going to put this shelf for more food stuff, so it should do the trick. It compactifies our storage capacities, so it does something. But I had the feeling as if the uranium already had no room anymore because it's not being transported and I have dedicated haulers. So I think there was a bit of an issue. Yep. Alrighty. I don't know if we can fly further with more chem fuel tanks, but I sure want to try out. We're also going to be researching GRAVTech soon. It's also a good reason for my folks to make new fuel. Okay, so Cruleo is back among us. We have successfully excavated all of the machinery. So the only thing that I want to do now is I want to hunt me some larger game before we go. Oh, can't do it again. Let's do that one more time during the daylight. Oh. I don't know if I want to have that right now. Not my goal, you see. Alright. Yeah. Just like I thought, we're immediately we're fabricating the fuel there. Okay. So let's stock up a little bit on meat, because deserts tend to be a little bit low on the food side. And then we're going to go and do our thing. Hell yeah, precision rifling is down. So, standard GravTech actually required us to research microelectronics first. So, grav anchors, large chem fuel tanks, large thrusters. So that's gonna be some serious upgrading for my spaceship. Nice. Also, let's make some real rifles. Ah, I've been waiting for that. Let's make 3 of them to begin with. That's why I wanted all those components so badly. Okay, so Zippy is busy crafting. We're gonna pack up Cruleo and... don't we have something better for Marco? Here's a machine gun. I gave Marco a... oopsie. I gave Marco a smoke launcher because we had to deal with turrets the other day. And for turrets, these are just wonderful. There we go. And while Marco is a crappy shot at this point, we're going to change that. Okay. Machine pistols and the like are pretty good for bad shooters, in my experience at least, because the many bullets have a tendency to hit more often, and as far as I understood the mechanics of Rimworld shooting, you get more XP for hitting compared to missing. So therefore, I always have the feeling that automatic guns sort of like teach you shooting faster, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's true though, I never ran the math. Ah yeah, Marco can't hold things, I forgot. He's such a snob. Alright, so... with 2 corpses in the freezer, let's do the conversion ritual. Don't have any impressiveness to work with. We're standing at the head of our ship. Alright. So... effective conversion ritual. Now, that's what I like to see. Is she finally converted now? That's the question. Alright. For one, I find it very, very disconcerting that she's following the ship of Bonin, But it wasn't enough. Okay. Let's move over. Okay. So... So am I able to fly further with the extra tank? I don't think so. Yeah, the people will hate me for that. I don't care. Okay. Flying saucer is at it again. Heading to the small donkey mountains. I love this. Okay. So this must be it, right? And currently it seems as if I constantly get this weird bug with on my cursor whenever I land somewhere else. I have all these beauty settings on my cursor even while I haven't enabled them. Thruster breakdown. We're gonna fix that. Well, is what it is. There we go. Some defense systems may still be active. Great. Oh. Here's a handful of security turrets that we need to take care of. Alright. So where did I put my smoke launcher now? There it is. Best weapon to deal with problems like these. If there's turrets, just pick smoke. Alright, folks. Well, we can't let Savage sleep it out, I think. We only have a chain shotgun on Zippy. It's not effective either. Let's just pick the dude with the bolt action rifle. It's a very simple mechanic. Doesn't look like they're active though. A few days later. Oh, jeez. Makes me kind of wonder if these things are actually active or not. I don't feel like they are. Judging from what I see, I'm taking absolutely unnecessary precautions here. So, let's try it. Yep. Well, I think when we enter the place, the problems will be happening. Okay, at this place we need to monitor which animals are around that can kill and eat us. Luckily it's not that many so far. And I'd say we're gonna be waiting at least for one of these assault rifles to be finished, eh? Family's back home! Hello! The Dog is very happy that people are back at home to see. Okay. So we're gonna be turning on the auto hack here. Then save our game and see what we will find inside there. Sounds like we're going to enter sort of a dungeon. Rimworld dungeons. It's also a new feature. Okay, so Marco is hacking the thing. Okay, that'll take a while to, for real. But that's fine. Can't wait to have at least one proper gun on me. So, there might be not that much timber around, but let's chop down the cacti. They are the best we can get out of here. Oh! So there's even complications with that one. Okay. That's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. There's a lot of cool things in here. Yeah, so we're definitely gonna have some good weapons available for our folks. I like that. Party! Zippy feels like partying. That's okay. We can get... We can use all the morale boost that we can get. I really, really like that. Because when we're all going to suffer lethal injuries down there, we're gonna be happy that we have some happiness to rely on while suffering through the pain. Okay. I think I'm going to put Savage on the job here so she can do some hacking during the night. It's better than nothing, you see. Oh boy, we got ourselves a good quality one. Yeah. That's nice. Alright, so Cruleo can take the chain shotgun because the bolt action rifle, like I said in the previous stream, it's basically the poor man's sniper gun. And yeah, has its qualities. It's among the best guns, the best low-tech guns when it comes down to armor piercing. So there's really some goodness going around with this gun, but it's just no good close quarters gun, as you saw there a minute ago. Somebody standing here trying to shoot turrets nearly failed because this rifle really excels at long ranges and not short ranges. Anyways, enough rambling. So, we're locked out for 16 more hours. Fine. Daytime hours, it's not Savage researching though. So let's see if we can find some useful things to mine. I am draining my components quite hard with the gear that we're crafting. So might as well look for some replenishments. Doesn't look like there's much though. Ooh, there's another stockpile entrance. Interesting. Does that mean there's more than one stockpile? There's a third one. Huh. Okay. Now I'm curious. So, which one is next to my location of these? I mean, we can start multi-hacking, no? I don't want to even try if we accidentally can activate these things by hacking. I just want to leave that question unanswered. Dev mode adventures will tell. Or the comment section or the chat. But I will do some science eventually on that one. Marriage is on! Ah. My first space couple. Okay. Yeah, good thing that we're replenishing our components a little bit here. Okay. Interesting that they are, after a while, always getting locked out, as it seems. Okay. I was considering for a moment to unassign Savage from the task to let her hack some more, but I figured that my component count is also very, very important, you see. Reserved by McKay was written there. Okay. So I hope that Marco will today reach the lock. Then we have a second assault rifle finished. Excellent. So I think I'm gonna give it Marco, even if he sucks with the... well, we need somebody on the smoke though. Well. One chain shotgun should be enough for the squad, I'd say.
Hi.
Hallo.
Wie lange bist du schon bei? Wie lange hast du vor?
Ich habe 47 Minuten drin und ich werde so lange streamen wie...
Also willst du jetzt nicht Mittagessen?
Nee.
Das Mittagessen, ich tue es in den Kühlschrank.
Alles klar, danke schön.
Bisschen gemischt.
Super, du bist ein Schatz. I'm getting food. I'm getting fed. League players do like that. Anyways, so we are going to gear up now. That's an excellent chain shotgun. Cleo. How about changing these? I told you to change that one. Okay, so let's save the game and check on out what's down there. Cool. It's gonna be a catastrophe. Okay. Gotta love how she's insisting on her sleep budget. I'm just gonna lay down right here. So, let's wait until the first layer of smoke has popped and see what's behind the door. Hunter trap? It's nothing where our smoke will help, so... A wasp trap? Okay. These things are really obnoxious. I almost feel as if melee would be much more effective than anything else. Alright. So probably I should bring a fighter too. We got an axe. And I really wonder if this would have been easier with somebody capable to do some melee. Okay. These wasp drones are still something where, I don't know, things are just not working out as I want them to. I encountered them yesterday the very first time. Okay, so there's an explosive hunter drone in there too. We also need to take care of. What is he doing back there? Ah, he's mining. Okay, one last go, then we're finally done with the topic, I think. Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna try it again tomorrow with Gruleo and Zippy. My food stockpiles are also starting to dwindle a little bit, but with the 75 packaged survival meals at my disposal, I want to take... We're going to consume a few of these. They're taking up so much room in my stockpiles, I really dislike that. And... great. So... Nobody killed each other. Nobody destroyed any limbs of one another or such, so let's go downstairs. Hey, Poet, welcome! Finally somebody here who's talking with me. Today we have a very, very silent crowd, you see. But I am also very much out of my regular streaming times, so I understand. So... Alright. So how is the supposed correct play here? Huh. Obviously only sending in one. Then run. Okay. That is absolute BS. Who invented these? That's absolutely annoying. Why? Because you can't shoot them. If I shoot that thing on the ground, it'll activate off of that. I had it yesterday. I hope this is going to get fixed. Let's see if we can't do it. So, because you see, if I do this one, I'm destroying it. And now it gets activated. What the heck? This is really... I don't like that. Because, honestly, it feels wrong to me. Alright, so that's supposedly the proper play? I hope. Oof. Sucks. So as much as I like the rest of the things, this is just, I don't know. It would be way more fun if you could defuse them with smart play. The War Gun of Legend. What's that? An assault rifle with customized parts. Okay. Traits smoke launcher. Okay. How's the playthrough going? Well, I'm trying my best. I gotta say, as per usual, I am not the biggest fan of Rimworld combat. It hasn't changed at all for me. Just like with this hunter drone there, right at that moment, I find it just nonsensical that I can't dismantle it like that. Why? Because it would be too comfortable, or what's the matter? I really hope that this gets changed, because... I don't know. This traps that you can't disarm feels bad, man. But apart from that, I'm having really a good time. Rimworld combat being cheesy as hell is nothing new. And, yeah. So... let's go with 3 down there. No, we're exploring a a dungeon, so to speak. This is the ancient stockpile where we're trying to loot a GRAVCORE from. And nowadays we have multi-layered areas available. So, let's see. We can't haul it because... okay, that is really unfortunate. Okay, what's inside the room? Nothing specifically to be worried about. Survival meal pallet. Okay. None of these guys can really hack. Bringing Savage there would take forever. We gotta be fast, because at the end of the day, we only have a couple of days' time. Alright. Time for our fighters to go. It's just not their time anymore. We could send in Savage during the night hours, though. There we go. She opened another one. I wonder if this is the same map, or if they lead to different locations. It's the one thing that I was wondering about. Okay. Let's try it one more time solo. It'll work. Doors are hacked after all, so... Let's see. Nobody in there. Nobody in there either. And these are regular doors. None that we need to hack anymore. There's another dead dude on the ground. More dead people. Door. Ancient security terminal. Intellectual 8 needed. So yeah, there's a couple of security doors. But luckily, that doesn't stop Savage. Let's do a safety thing here. I do like the fact that this gives our science people new things that they can do. Science is with that a lot more useful as a stat, which I really do appreciate. Okay. Does look like we have to sift through all of these stockpiles, though, to find which one contains the GRAVCORE. It also looks like only the first room had actual safety things in there. But, those can be famous last words. So, that's been the last door in here, right? Yep. So we're going to pick up here. We can actually carry it. That's what I was hoping. That's what I've been hoping. Alright, the day is over, so I'm going to let her take her rest. You do you, poet. Well, and we obviously need to hack this place, and we're being attacked by a real big pack of enemies. Okay. 4 enemies is really a lot. They're immediately attacking. So, Marco, please grab yourself a real gun, thank you. So, our enemies all have only short-range weaponry though, so we might make that work for us. We do need McKay as a runner too. Pigskin people have one advantage over us though. They have an impressive pain resilience, so we need to keep walking here. I don't think we're going to win this though. This is such nonsense. Whatever. I hate Rimworld combat. Ever since they introduced biotech, I can't stand combat anymore. I really do just safe scum by now most encounters, because it's just almost no fun anymore to play combats. Everybody has such heavy extra abilities, and this is just normal difficulty. I get an attack of 6 people against my 5 people colony with 1 person non-violent. This is just 100% difficulty. I mean, obviously a lot of people enjoy the game like that. I don't. I just don't like this whole combat shtick too much. It's boring me out. Especially due to the extreme and absurd randomness that Rimworld features. That's the main reason why I don't like it. One stray bullet can just take out one of your most important people, whereas the enemies attacking you, they don't care about anybody getting killed. They are non-persons. They can fling bajillions of bodies at you, and while you will mourn your losses, the AI will be like, meh, I'll send 10 more. And that's why I really feel like combat in Rimworld, I don't know, can enjoy whoever wants to enjoy. I am mostly cheesing my way through it nowadays. Pre-biotech it wasn't that bad though. But ever since the introduction of biotech, with so many genome bonuses that enemies have, and you always need to plan around every single genome differently, and most of them boil down to move fast, be hard to kill, or both, or fire, which is also fun as hell. Not. Anyways. Luckily, I don't play Iron Man anymore, and I'm not making myself unhappy anymore. So I just save and load when combats like these happen. Because the wildest thing about all that is that there are times where the game manages to spawn perfectly entertaining combats at 100% difficulty, which are just fun to play and are perfectly enjoyable and all. But sometimes it spawns a killer troop of things that just annihilates you by just walking on the same tile as you. It is, yeah. The imbalance of Rimworld combat is really legendary for me. Oh! Insectoids. Interesting. So the insectoids are moving elsewhere? Okay. I hear turrets firing. And Cruleo is a little bit eaten. Welcome back, Poet. The next hole of the dungeon, so to speak. We need to find out in which of the many areas there the GRAVCORE lies hidden. So this is the very first thing which I actually dislike about Odyssey. It forces you into a permanent combat scenario if you want to go through it, which I really... I mean, I do get it. They do need to make challenges happen and such. But yeah, it's again very, very combat heavy. Yeah, it's still the same map, exactly. But luckily I did expect that, so I didn't go for a too high difficulty. And judging from the sounds that I heard, the insectoid one, need to get out of here. The Mega Spider is pretty banged up, but we shouldn't take it lightly. There we go. So, does Cruleo get his treatment? Sort of. Belladonna, hi dear. Long time no see. And seriously, Rimworld was originally conceptualized as a combat simulator? It's awfully bad at it. I mean, I've had scenarios where I was officially sitting at an 80% hit rate for firing a gun, and guess how often I missed? 10 times in a row. How is that 80% hit rate? This is anything but 80%. So in short, I realized the longer I played this, that yeah, the RNG behind this game is really a little bit, yeah, not so good. I don't know if they fixed it over the time. I mean, these observations are all a while old, but I really this was really the moment where I was doubting the random number generator of the game quite hard, in all honesty. Hey Robin, pure vanilla. I don't have any mods in it. There is really a lot added to the vanilla stuff. Wasp trap? There in the corner, huh? Okay. So there's lots of new animals, lots of new biomes. There's really, really, really many things to discover there. So, ah yeah, there's that little thing in the corner sitting. So... we don't have anybody capable of fighting here. So, bring the axe. Let's see how that works. So, there's one more hole in the ground to go through. Yeah, XCOM was the most infamous, horrible random number generator when it comes down to these. I just don't understand game developers why they don't just activate things like mercy successes, so to speak. If a skill roll that has 80% chance to succeed fails 3 times, 4 times in a row, it gets an auto success. What's so hard about that? I really don't get it. I feel really sometimes a little bit trolled by these. Or as if the developers sometimes don't play their own games. Anyways. Luckily, safe scum exists. Yeah, if you exclude the whole unsavory things combat-wise, Odyssey is so far really a lot of fun. So let's hack that ancient security terminal. Can I now disable the traps that are lying around everywhere? Would be amazing. Blast door opened. That's all it did. It opened a blast door. Impressive. Dang. Okay. So, oh, more insectoids. Hot damn. So, how fast is the meg spider? Slower than a human person. Alright, the problem is that there's just more than only one of these guys, and they are excellent at closing in on people. So, how's the speed of the others? 3.65 and 3.75. So, technically, we could kite the whole bunch. Well, Belladonna, I would go even as far as to say that randomness, as we humans understand it, is not existing in nature. Everything does happen for specific reasons that we not necessarily understand, but that doesn't mean, only because we are not understanding the reasons, does not mean that the reasons aren't there. We just don't see them. So I don't believe in randomness, honestly. Not even a dice roll is really random. If you would calculate the spin of the hand and the gravity and whatnot, I bet you could even calculate what number would be facing. So this is a really insectoid-heavy little area here. Alright. I kind of wonder if it would be smarter to just let them roam randomly onto us and not attack them directly. So, there's gravlite panels. And there's the GRAVCORE. Okay, Marco, get out of here. We achieved the mission. Oh, hell yeah. So... we just gonna be picking up that stuff. Oh, great. My biggest issue, though, is that due to the fact that combat is so hard to determine in Rimworld, I end up avoiding combat most of the time. Because it just pisses me off too hard if things don't work out as I want them to, or somebody gets killed by a random bullet into the heart. I'm well aware of the fact that you can configure a lot of things in the game, but I don't know. Always enjoyed the colony survival part of the game way more. And still hasn't changed anything about that. Alright, we did it. The GRAVCORE is allowing me to expand my spaceship. Without an extra GRAVCORE, we cannot expand the spaceship, so let's... Eh? Ah. Yeah, let's seal that place before anything comes out. There's been a painful amount of insects in there. So, we can now build a graph field extender. As you see there, it extends our sphere of influence where we can build or ship towards to. So, since my engines are this direction, I really feel like we want to have it there. Let's build it something like that. Okay. But despite all my hatred for Rimworld combat, I still enjoy myself a lot here. And that already says a lot. Oh no, Sippy is ill. Luckily, we're so loaded to the gills with medicine that this is not an issue at all. And I won't be hacking this entrance anymore because we got what we needed. Probably there's another GRAVCORE in here, but I do doubt it. It doesn't take long, Robin. If you play the graph ship background, you start with a graph ship to begin with. It's a very small one, only the center chamber here. This, what you see, was what I started with. You get a bit of material to build more ship with, and then the ship needs to fly like every 10 to 15 days somewhere else because you're being hunted by a mechanoid hive, which will destroy you if you stay too long at one point. In short, you are constantly traveling and therefore constantly picking up new resources. Even if you need a lot of material to make the spaceship happen, you get to loot everywhere you fly by, and therefore it's not that much of a big deal. Or at least it doesn't feel like a big deal. So, if all the GRAVCORE adventures are like that, it's gonna be quite rough. Oh, Zippy needs to be ordered to be in bed rest. I just realized that. somebody who's suffering from flu shouldn't be running around and risking their lives. It requires more chem fuel the further you want to fly. I don't know how large thrusters will influence that, but we're going to find that out. So, another band of pigskins that we don't want to fight. So, let's see how we can resolve that, if we can resolve that. I highly doubt it. So, let's see. Slowly getting closer to get a couple of lucky bullets on them. Oh boy. This guy's really obnoxiously shooting not where he needs to shoot. There we go. Headshot. Just stop the dude from anything though. Yeah, we're pretty lost, I think. Go. Every little bit helps, you see. Nice. Getting a lot of stray bullets into these guys. But here's the next thing. You see, pigskin people are so resilient against pain. This is the next biotech problem that we got. This is just a thing. I don't like that. But we're doing quite a nice massacre on them right now. So I'm going to be bringing Zippy. Flu or not flu. He's an excellent shot. And if Marco, being such a terrible shot, already decimates them so well. Alright. We're needing to fight now. But we did bang them up quite nicely. That should be worth something. So... go. Now let's keep moving. We want the people with their hand firearms permanently unable to hit us. Yeah, it's such nonsense. I hate it so much. It's just bullshit. Sorry. I don't know who the hell is actually enjoying these. Because, you know, how many flippin' bullets do I need to put into these guys before they finally stop moving? It's just so effing annoying, in all honesty. My people are pretty well armed. And now my ship is getting bombed because I need to run from these guys. I don't know. Nothing has changed in this department. Rimworld combat just makes me pissed. I hate it. I just hate everything about it. It's just nonsense. I pump I don't know how many bullets into these guys, and not a single one of them drops. Why? Sorry for the rant. I just hate it. It's just so effing annoying every single time. Because I don't know what the hell to do better, except that they're blasting my ship. Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do. Great. Nice experience. I don't know. The biggest problem that I got is so much about Rimworld's content focus about getting battle ready non-stop. It's always battle, 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 battle. I hate it. Yeah, so this is really a big downside for me about this. That now, once things get more interesting, once I'm now finally at the point where the shipbuilding gets more interesting, I need to save scum all day until I finally get not pestered by battles that I can't win anymore. I don't know. Maybe I'm too dumb for that, but I also gotta say the way to make it better does not please me. It's so much cheese involved. Multi-armed colonists in Rimworld? Yes, there's a mod for that. Simple sidearms, it's called. It's not as if my people are bad equipped or anything. Chain shotguns and assault rifles are actually quite decent. It's just that the modern version of Rimworld, for some reason, is hell-bent on including tons of enemies that have a pain resistance that they actually basically need to die to go down. I really heavily criticize that so much. It's sucking out the fun out of the combat so much. Yeah, modded Rimworld is a lot more enjoyable than vanilla Rimworld in my opinion. Yeah, Abel, but if kill boxes are obligatory, the combat system sucks. If I can't do combat without a kill box, that's what I say, without cheesing the hell out of the system, if combat doesn't work without all the cheese, your combat system is not well balanced. If it does require all that cheese, that's just my opinion. Your mileage may vary. I mean, I am genuinely happy for all the people who do enjoy that. It's pretty cool. I don't mind. But me, myself, being a fan of turn-based combat and strategical combat in general, I don't know. Something with this game's combat always sits bad with me. And another degree, which really doesn't stop fascinating me, I don't mind losing in PvP games. I don't mind generally being defeated and such, but this combat system really pisses me off. Genuinely harder than many things, and I have pretty high tolerance towards bullshit. It's something that keeps fascinating me. Yeah, I would basically need to set up a defense perimeter around my spaceship to kill off enemies at this point of the game. That's what it is. I would need to set up defenses everywhere. But I find that a little bit weird with a mobile home. And I also felt like my previous strategy should have worked. The amount of bullets that these guys take before they go down is just... I don't know. It's just outright annoying. There are so many biotech factions that have a heightened pain resistance. There is a pattern inside that. The Toxers, indirectly, because they're always high on go juice and whatnot, it's always heightened pain resilience. The Neanderthal, the Pigskin, you have 3 different new biomes that come with a pretty absurd combat robustness. I don't know. I don't enjoy that anymore. It's getting close to the point that I'm considering for my future runs to just outright disable biotech. Because, yeah, combat just sucks with biotech enabled. I don't know. Hey, Jill Burns, what? Hello. Yeah, Biz, I hear you about Oni. When I saw that people were using mostly these weird liquid locks as doors, where I was like, huh, that's actually exploiting the liquid system and you are okay with it and you are enjoying it. Okay, not for me. That's been just not my thing. I don't know, many Cly games rely on weird mechanic cheeses that you just need to know, and you are either knowing it how it works or you don't, and there's a low likelihood that you ever will get behind it without watching guides and such. I don't like that. So you have now the technology to build large thrusters. These require vaxstone blocks. Yeah, Mind Over Magic is another Cly game that I really enjoyed, but I also gotta say, it has its flaws. Mainly that it doesn't have enough different ways how you can play it. There's always one way how to play your Magic School, and that's pretty much always the same. Apart from that, it's a great game.
Apart from building, you can randomize the building part so much.
But the building part randomization sucks.
No, it doesn't!
You were sitting there and hating it.
No, I didn't.
That's a lie. She was swearing at the building part
Yes,
things that she...
but I wasn't hating it.
Oh, I heard that too, that you can harvest liquids by stressing your dupes in oxygen not included. I don't know. This game is this is a game that I always wanted to like, but I somehow didn't manage to like. That's just what it is. Okay, let's do some experimentation. Let's give our starting folks the Spacefarer designators again. And we're going to travel to an asteroid. Or at least I try. Okay. Let's see if we can finally convert McKay. Okay. Sleeping back there. Finally converted. I feel like Odyssey does interact with the rest of the game much more than Anomaly. Anomaly's content is mostly interacting with Anomaly. And that's all fine and dandy if you want a horror scenario. But many of the additions of the DLC also influence the rest of your game. Like, I don't know if the new biomes are Odyssey specific. I think so, they are. So there's 5 new biomes on the planet that you can get there now. And yeah. Oh, they need to be married before they can share a bed. I need to change that. So, Abo, you do a Rimworld clone on Unreal? Sounds interesting. Feel free to join my Discord community and we can have a talk about that offline eventually.
Offline? In Discord?
Offline of the stream. Don't listen to that bickering voice in the background. I married her. Off stream is the word exactly. But no little mistake here goes unpunished.
Never.
Anomaly is not so much a game-enhancing experience than others. It is more like a standalone scenario, and it does very, very well at that. But I wouldn't say it is a standalone experience at all. So, let's see. So, zoom, zoom, zoom. 600 chem fuel. Beyond maximum range. Why is that beyond maximum range, though? I have 750 chem fuel in my... Eh? So... Why? Okay. So let's make a super large one. ACS and Rimworld do have some common ground, definitely. And ACS was definitely, when it was new, jokefully announced as the Cultivation Rimworld version. Definitely. That's the thing. Okay. But you know what? Don't have enough chem fuel. So we need to pilfer this place a little bit more. Okay. But I'm afraid we will not get that much chem fuel only out of the cacti here. I do have standard GRAVTech. I wonder if I mean, I can only build large thrusters once I have backstone blocks. So that means backstone must be achievable with these. What I think is I just needed to fly a little bit closer to the asteroid. If I don't get it with one tour now. But I want to try how the large chem fuel tank works. No, my wife does not have a channel as well. She's not as much inclined in streaming and such as I am. Okay. So my folks are now living off of packaged survival meals.
That's not entirely true, by the way. I do have kind of a channel. And I streamed at least 5 times or something last year.
There you have it. I was again lying. Okay, so let's gun down the remaining few animals here with our some new weaponry. Wait a sec. We're done with all the assault rifleness. Where is the last assault rifle now? There. You can see it. Well, Biz, I don't I don't follow unasked channel sharing, but if you are really trying to make something about my wife sharing her stream on my channel, you might be. I don't know.
I'm not reading chat right now because I'm getting stomped in League of Legends.
Wasn't cross-channel promotion disallowed in your community, though? It isn't cross-channel. It's just one family.
Also, you did not promote my channel. We talked about it, but you never gave any links.
Yeah, there you have it. Yeah, we're Germans. You don't notice when we're joking, but we are joking. I think I intimidated Biz there with my seriousness. Oh, the raiders are back at it again. So this time they're attacking us with 2 Itakin and 1 animal. So there you have your balancing. The other day you get attacked by 6 people, all with firearms, explosives, and the other day you get attacked by 3 people, one of them an animal. Balancing of this game's all over the place, I tells you. Well, Jill, I will tell her to share her in her channel with you, but she's obviously currently busy being beaten in League.
We just killed Baron, so we might have only 2 inhibitors down.
Alright, we're being raided by Chewbacca's. There we go. So, how is that the same as the attacks that I was safe loading before? It's not. Yo, Ebola, we're going to talk about that in a few... I don't know how long I'll be here, still busy. But Discord is generally the best spot to catch me for a chat.
And there is a Discord channel specifically for me and my stuff. So you will definitely reach me there if you want to talk to me about anything.
That was a different one, but there you have it. If you want to...
Oh, yeah, well, I'm...
That's more for Jill. That's more towards Jill, so if you are interested in Lucia's doings, my Discord community is also a place to go.
There's an opt-in channel.
I haven't tamed any animals yet because I am flying a spaceship and I don't know. I didn't feel like the horrors of the vacuum were so good for the animals. Okay, so... Dang. We need to go someplace else, obviously. Yeah. Will. Biggest issue I got is that all these locations here, the desert ones, are not really good for prepping up new fuel. Alright, but at least I made it to have another GRAVCORE on my ship. I forgot to look up how many panels we can now install due to that. Alright. Nah, oil is not a vanilla feature of Rimworld. You need to install a mod for that. So... So we got a cooldown of 7 days now, but that's okay. It's just a good location to refill our stockpiles. Hunt a few guinea pigs, chop a few trees. You know, living the good life. I was a little bit overambitious with my spacesuits, so let's turn and put them off again. Well, mod shopping in Rimworld is a pain. It's really terrible. There's just so many things that you want to enable, and then you have to check on if they play nicely with one another or not. Ugh. Alright, finally getting those solar panels up that I wanted to have. Selling to Jada. They want dusters. And they would give me an anti-grain warhead and an infinite chem reactor for that.
Do you need chem fuel?
Sort of. But 8 dusters is also really annoying to sell. So, let's see if we can get ourselves some components and steel. That's what I've been talking about before. You can just very easily scavenge your resources locally wherever you land. There's always going to be something that you can't loot. See, there's a steel deposit. There's 2 compact machinery deposits. And this will pretty much get me already over everything that I need to have. Okay, so the goal for this stay is just to make as much chem fuel as we probably can, and then skeeter out for the stars. Let's see if how well that'll work. So, let's turn off the chemical reactors. And the greater plan is to have enough battery capacity to just recharge the batteries during daytime and flick on the chemical reactors if necessary. Well, we could make a wind generator, yes, but I refuse to build a wind generator on my spaceship. That just is... Surely
Old propeller machines.
Yeah. Old school spaceship, yeah. So we can now have 250 more substructure connected due to the graph field extender. And we can have 6 of these tops. So that seems like the maximum size of your spaceship. There you have it. But I'm pretty sure that wind generators would work, even on a spaceship. Because during the time when it's landed, it doesn't matter. And I think during that time, it would just work nice.
I think we're winning now.
Congratulations. Alright, just fetching up as many stockpiles as I possibly can. I mean, we are one hell of a self-sufficient faction by now. I make my own guns, I make my own food, I make my own fuel, I make my own clothing, and it's all located on the spaceship. It's pretty cool. Not gonna lie, I really like that. Encouraging leader speech. Look at that. Zippy might be on social 4, but I think it's enough. Fragt den Kleinen.
Ah.
Ich war's nicht.
Wahrscheinlich auch mit.
Alrighty. So definitely our power grid is being charged during daytime. Nice. Alrighty. And it is about time to start preparing fine meals too. As long as we can, that is. Fine meals make people so much happier. That's really worth the investment. Let's see, what else can we make? Nothing that we currently really need. Hey, Bear Scene. Happy to see you, man. Yeah, it's a nice spaceship by now. It's looking by now also way less clunky than it originally did. So we're slowly getting there. Okay. Jill, absolutely. Although I gotta say, Rimworld is a game that I have already played 2,400 hours and counting. So Against Storm is a game that I haven't played as much. But ATS is also a game that I constantly gravitate back towards too. I only recently started a new save file to restart the game because I never really connected into my early access save file never really connected into the full release state of affairs, and then I decided to just start out new. Enjoying myself a lot. Maybe we're gonna stream some Against the Storm later too. Because this is the 4th stream of Rimworld in a row in 1.5 days, and I probably could use a little bit of a break too. Alright. So, my chem fuel stockpiles are not at the point where they're supposed to be. Ah, well, too many jobs. But that's fine. Well, yeah. The starting layout of the spaceship is definitely circular if you want to fill it like that. This looks like an evil presence, doesn't it? Come on, let's try it. Let's check it. We're actually mighty enough. Ancient danger. There goes Come on, Zips. That one is a new one. Cyclops. I've never seen these. Odyssey. Frontline combat mechanoid named for its large optical array. Specializes in counter shield attacks. Takes a long time to lock onto a target, but once locked on, it fires near endless barrage of shield-piercing beams. Alright, pure chaos. What's this guy wearing? EMP launcher, I see. Let's see how that'll go. Whoop. Okay. So these blokes are much more dangerous than anything else here. I see. Nah. That's just such nasty nonsense. No thanks. I don't know, ever since so many strategical extra layers and all have been introduced, I feel like normal difficulty is just not place to be anymore. Or, to put it differently, after you have researched a couple of things, you're basically forced nowadays to research power armor next to stand a chance to things that come later. I feel like that's really much a thing now. I mean, I could cheese this situation pretty easily. I just would need to set up a lot of traps. Do we want to cheese that? I'm angry now. There it goes. So if you want to cheese these things, the easiest way is to build a road of cheese. All right. Just to show you that I am actually capable of resolving situations like these. Just too lazy most of the time because the solutions are just so cheesy. Loop-de-doo. Cheese Road Online. But they have provoked my nerd rage. Alrighty. Well, spaceship kill box, that sounds like a great idea. I bet the people would love that. think my main gripe with all these things is always that Rimworld forces you into solutions that are just not really fitting to a survival sim, if you get the idea. It's just very gamey, many of these solutions here. I think that puts it down best. Okay. Let's send the people who are good at chopping trees to chop the trees. There we go. Let's see. If that doesn't work, I'm gonna be sad.
Den habe ich noch gemacht und dazu.
Alles klar, dann bis später. Viel Spaß.
Oh, schon.
All right.
Tschüss.
Tschüss. I mean, we still have to fill 4 days of spaceship cooldown, so we might as well set up a intricate trap to kill off those space raiders. Maybe they have some nice loot, but knowing my luck, they'll just have bio-coded crap that I can't wear. Alrighty, it's coming together. We do still need a lot more gravlite panels though. But this fun little construction here is obviously eating up all my timber resources that I had stockpiled so far. But it's Cheese Road Online. What can I do? Well, Robin, I would say combat is easier in Dwarf Fortress than in Rimworld. Because in Dwarf Fortress you just put a couple of soldiers together, let them train day and night forever, and then they eventually turn legendary and kill 95% of the things that invade your fort. Everything else is basically not killable without cheese anyways, so you have an easy time with that. In Rimworld, on the other hand, there are so many little micromanagement things that you can and should do for better combat performance. I don't know. Well, with Dwarf Fortress, it's all about creating a squad of people, let them train forever, and then you can station them wherever you want them to. The setup is much harder than in Rimworld, yes, but they do their thing mostly automatically once you have set up the scheme and all. Oh, I did tons of tutorials about combat in Dwarf Fortress. I can link it to you later, Robin. I already did a video about that. Several, actually. The learning curve of Dwarf Fortress is beyond stupid. I keep saying it repeatedly. I have needed 200 hours of learning time before I was able to just play a game of Dwarf Fortress. I really hope that my tutorials that I made shortened the time, but I did take 200 hours learning via DF Wiki and experimentation. But in all honesty, most of the problems arise from the hostility of the user interface in 90% of the time. And weird decisions of the developers how to code certain things together. Can't put it into different words. To give you a good example, you can't put any walkways or traveling paths next to any ledges that lead to any water that people could drown in, because guess what? People will constantly fall into said water and drown in it. Why? Don't know, because they want to. It's a long-standing problem of Dwarf Fortress that if a regular workway leads too close past a waterfall or something like that, congratulations, you've constructed yourself a dwarvish death trap. Yeah, I gotta say this channel has more like 2,000 or 3,000 videos on it, so it can be quite hard to just find what you're looking for. I've had a spammy period in my career. But, you know, if you want to get started, you need to spam. No spam, no starting. Oh, zippy, you fool. So, how bad is it? He's not gonna die off of it. Great. Alcohol, Bez. Everything, including booze, is what your dwarfs want to drink. Water is making them really angry, and water is only being fed to people who are on the brink of death. It's basically the drink for the injured, yeah. L2MDS, hi there. My pleasure, Robin. I'm a passionate guide maker, and all I can say is if you feel like giving back, every tip or donation is much appreciated. Sadly, I can't live off of what I'm doing yet completely because the ad revenue is just so crappy. But still so passionate about what I'm doing that I won't be stopping. Ah, so the water suicide thing is a feature. Now I got it. Okay, so the cheese road is completed. Let's see if we can resolve that ancient danger this time better. Well, if we would translate the permanent drowning of dwarves just with their booze affinity, that would actually make painfully much sense. Alrighty. Let's save the game one more time and see if it will be a happy cheese road now. Okay. There we go. Now we forbid that one. Oh, I didn't forbid the Scorcher, I did forbid the rebuilding of the trap. Okay, so the interesting thing is that the space dudes are not even hatching out of their compartments now anymore. As annoying as that might be. The cheese road is not cheesing as intended. Dang. But well. Let's see what it'll do eventually. I mean, I can't imagine that they're going to be never ever going out there. Biomutation, pulsar. So... Okay. Let's see. Now it walks finally through the traps. Okay. Okay. Oh, I selected hold open for that door. I'm so stupid. And there my whole plan evaporated into nothingness. We'll try that again. I really hate how this works, but you also can't really do it without these methods. All right. I said, repair the door. Repair the door. Oof, okay. There we go. Cheese Road Online. There we go. That's how you do it. Like I said, I just wanted to demonstrate that I am actually capable of doing this. And it is a shockingly easy way of attaining pretty nice guns, now that I look at it more closely. And we got ourselves an architect arm. Nice. As far as I remember, these caskets also had quite nice loot. Nah, we're just going to let them bleed to death. I have no prison available. My spaceship is too small for things like these, you see. So, Marco, apply tech print. They get left behind, yes. Everything which is not built on the platform is not going to be part of the lift-off. I tried that the other day already. So, we are supposed to build something, and we could get a good book. Man called Jaden, the Envoy. Okay. Thanks, but no thanks. Alrighty. Holo Rain. Yes, we're playing the Graph ship start here. Already in a year or so. Yeah, 80 days. Year and a half already, almost. So, yeah. Alright. There it goes. Yeah, these had quite a nice steel in them. And we got ourselves a new EMP launcher. That's also really cool. Alright. The poker room might be not the most ideal room to live in, but since the ship is small, we need some room. A 2-on-2 room has exactly room for 2 people, because each bed is 1-on-2. My thoughts on the DLC so far: combat sucks, as Rimworld combat always sucks if you are not loving it hard, but besides that, there are so many new cool things added into the game that I like it way more than I did like Anomaly. But I didn't dislike Anomaly, don't get me wrong here, but I still feel like it does a way better job at integrating itself into the game. I said that already a while ago. I think this has something to do with the fact that a spaceship is inherently sci-fi, just like Rimworld is a sci-fi game, which has that sci-fi flair. And therefore, I feel like it does make a big difference to add in sci-fi elements into a sci-fi game versus adding horror elements into a sci-fi game, which is basically what Anomaly did. It did great at what it did, but it is not so fitting to the baseline of the game comparatively, if that makes sense. Well, if they don't have a bed, Bez, they can't really be there. But yeah, 1 square, 1 person. So 2 on 2, 4 people just standing in there. Yeah, that's the maximum. That architect arm, though, is really, really nice. Alrighty, so we can fly in 22 hours. Nice. Because I don't know who asked it. I think it was Holdorain. The ancient danger basically spawns on every map. It is something that is on every map that you settle down on, and it's basically part of your basic gameplay experience, so to speak. We only have on our ideology loyalism as of yet. I am working on a little bit more than that. But it is only so and so much you can do without having a proper cult room on your spaceship, you see. Alright, that was fun. We can reform that thing soon. Well, the thing is, Biz, you can only put somebody into a prison if you designate a sleeping spot for them. Without a sleeping spot, you can't even take somebody as a prisoner. That's why I am referring to the sleeping spot so much. No sleeping spot, no prisoner. It's just what it is. That's not what people are taking, really? Interesting. I saw that scenario and I was instantly inclined to take it. 2 reasons. For one, it gave me a graph ship right off the bat, and the other thing is that a forced nomadic playstyle is actually quite fun. The fact that you have to constantly be elsewhere is really cool. I mean, I get that this probably rubs people the wrong way. It's my assumption, at least. That always on the move thing is probably not what most people want when they play Rimworld. I feel like a lot of people love their base building and their colony, but this is a mobile colony, basically. It's just a colony that you can move alongside. It's really nice. I like that. There's a meme to make the ship life better. Interesting. Yeah, well, my folks are only one big event away from reforming themselves into something more interesting. Alrighty. I don't have much graphite panels left, so sadly can't build as much as I want to. Well, you can definitely seal the room and then remove the designator. Yes, that would work. For what end? That is the other question, but I think this would work, yeah. Alright. 1 more hour and we're good to go. We ain't got much food here, though, so let's murder a couple of animals one more time. We can evade conflicts, but mostly it is that the engine must be off of cooldown. This is one thing that you just can't skip, you know. Alright, nice. Yeah, definitely. Bez, you're totally nailing it. The Rimworld community is just used to cheesing through most conflicts, and it is supposedly the normal way. Like it has been said before, killbox is mandatory. This is something I get a lot of flack for on my guides too, when I try to give people the understanding that there is a life beyond the kill box, or you can make kill boxes a little bit less rigid and a little bit less, I don't know, integral part of your base. It's not that necessary. But most modern Rimworld encounters are built, as far as I understand it or see it from the dev side, with the knowledge in mind that us players like to cheese. Yeah, totally. I would totally say that. Right. Grabbing up that sweet, sweet loot. I decided to remove the chem-fueled generators now, but I don't need them anymore. Yeah, chem-fueled generators. Right. And let's see. Let's bring the hunters to their last job before we take off. Okay. We need one more though, so everybody can. Oh no, Marco can't bring one back home anyway, so. Yeah, I mean, I think it's really cool to note that killboxing is not a mandatory measure. You can't do it, but you don't have to do it. There's way more ways and means to break up the enemy strategically than that. Well, I don't know how Minecraft ever was. I only played it when it was already super overloaded with mods and whatnot. Alrighty. I joined the crowd very, very late. That's all I want to say. Okay. So that thing is just so, ever so slightly out of my range, eh? No, well. There's, Well, Minecraft has one big problem for me. I often don't know what to play it for. Building huge things there, somehow I don't know what to do it for. Making content for the most popular game in the world that's so oversaturated with content creation that I don't even need to bother. I don't know. I love the game, but I often end up with that what for feeling. I've been in one of the underground vaults already, Hold the Rain. We looted the GRAVCORE for the graph field extender there. It was one where we had to hack open the hatches and then go downstairs to find the GRAVCORE there. I hate the new drones. I feel like they are so stupidly overpowered. My personal verdict. Feel free to be of different opinion, but I really feel like they're just obnoxious. You can't even kill them before they are activated. If you destroy all their HP when they are not yet activated, they just go on 0 HP, then magically resurrect and go in your face with full HP again. Don't know. I feel like that's somehow feels buggy. But beyond that, really good stuff. Just the drones feel like a serious pain in the rear. Alright. So while we're here, we're going to turn everything into fuel and provision. And then I hope we will be able to get to the asteroid base sooner or later. Alright. That guy I need to hunt manually. Well, what bothers me is that you can't kill them while they are not activated, because they will just activate after losing all their HP, so there is no way of safely defusing them, and that's what bothers me. That's the only thing. The rest is just cool. But I feel like if I am lucky enough to sneak up on one of those drones to deactivate it before it can activate on me, I want a reward for that. Not a, you could have done that or not done that. This thing is now flying in your face anyways. I feel like that's nonsense. Not sure if this is actually intended behavior of the game, either way. Doesn't feel like that, is all I can say. Alrighty. Got a lot of meat in my freezer. I haven't tried EMP yet, no. Could work, though. But for the explosive drones, it is basically running when they start to self-trigger them is the best way to deal with them. Okay. There's more cacti in here than I thought. A transport pod crash. Leva from the Refugee Empire. Rest in peace, Leva. I don't care about people that are from a foreign faction and that won't be joining me anyways. Oh, cool. I have a unique gun found down there which has a smoke launcher. So the new dungeon system is really, really great. I really like what it implements into the game. There's download the mod and prepare carefully if you want specifically rolled characters for your plan. Nearly all people I know that want to do that use the mod prepare carefully, because it is doing exactly what the function does in Dwarf Fortress. You can't exactly define what you want to pick up and such. Sadly, we're still right now not doing too much here. Just waiting for the ship to be ready for the next takeoff, I think. And killing off all the local wildlife. But I gotta say, we are on a pretty good roll right now. We got plenty of food available. Hey Harin, welcome. Ah well, sometimes I make it this way, sometimes I make it the other way. There's always a little bit different. Ooh, fuel optimizer. What do I need to do? So... This sounds like we are going to have to fight a lot there. So, with that tech, I can now make vac suits myself. Vac barrier. Okay. Oh dear. So I really need to rebuild my spaceship, or we're going to make ourselves 2 new vac suits. I think this is going to be the easier way. I don't have any plasteel though, so I can't make them. Dang. Ugh. So... we're stuck now in the desert, not being able to go where we want to go. Okay, so that means we are going to have to build entirely different here. Or we gear out everybody with wax suits when we go into space. Which sounds like the easier solution in all honesty. Ah well. Anyways, time for a break, my dear friends. I'll be back with more streaming later today. I don't know when. If you want to know exactly when, join my Discord. I do an announcement of all my streams before they happen there. So, besides that, if you want to have a chat, I'm also always to be found on my Discord. So.